Yes guys, welcome from me, Championship Manager 0102, still going. Okay, so again, you can see straight in the title right there what this is about. This is a real quick video. This is the current update, so the April 2022 update using the most recent Nick's patcher, which is version 2.22. Now you probably can see right there, I'm starting a new game. I'm starting it with a max database, but I'm only selecting England as a playable league. Now it's really important that I point that out, because I'm going to quickly hit on a few potential players to go for in Season 1 when you first load the game. Now, obviously, if you've got a shortlist that you're going to load with a load of players that you found and they were brilliant players and so on and so on, let's pretend you've sent it to me and I go to load it. It might not bring them up for the simple reason, if it was a player that was located when you had the Germany League open, or the Brazilian League, or the Belgian League, that I've just started a new game here, those players are not going to be loaded into the game, or there's every chance they wouldn't be. Let's hypothetically say you found someone in the Belgian lower leagues and you had the Belgian background going on. I've started a new game now. It's very, very unlikely that player is gonna be located. Okay, so we will start again at random. We'll just go for Aston Villa. Okay, so let's go to our shortlist, and I've got two sets of shortlists that I'm going to load. The first one is new, as in key players. I will point out you can't always get them all, okay, but these are some players. I think my friend Dave, he's often saying about what players to go for, and a lot of people say what players. I mean, you can see I've only loaded it's only loaded at 24 players, and that's because I've only got the England League open. Ordinarily, I would start a game with at least 6 leagues. Okay, so if you're starting as Manchester City, hypothetically, you'll get Haaland for about 80 million up front. You may get him for about 50 million and 50 million after 10 games. Jonathan David, I've got him on there. I don't think I've ever managed to get him. Darwin Núñez, you'll get Núñez if you want for about 60 million, if he's interested, that is. Now Mbappe, that's an interesting one, because what I found, Mbappe only ever moves to Real Madrid, I've noticed, and I think that was built into the game because it was looking inevitable he was going to move to Real Madrid in real life. However, when I started a game with Real Madrid, I couldn't fucking get him. So yeah, that's Mbappe. Barbosa does tend to move, or he certainly gets linked with a 50-odd million pound move. Jarrod Bowen. Now Bowen does come available towards the back end of the transfer window. Obviously there'll be times when he don't, for whatever reason, but about 7 times out of 10 he will become available, and you'll be able to pick him up for half price. You can see he's worth just under short of 16 million. You'll pick him up for about £8.5 million, and he's a good player, definitely a good player. Danny Olmo, I think it's almost 30% chance he'll come available, but if he does, then he's a good player to get, definitely. James Madison, on the previous update, he was a go-to player for me because you could always get him, but I don't think I've picked him up on this update. Now this guy here, however you pronounce his name, Ayur, he is a great player, and I've managed to pick him up when he got unhappy, and then I also picked him up on another test save as a Part X, which is quite rare. Hakim Ziyech, you'll always get him, provided he's interested. You'll get him for about £8 or £9 million. Robert Scoves. Now Scoves goes through phases. It's probably about 30% on him as well. You'll get him. Good player, very versatile if he's unhappy. I've got St. Maxim because I like the look of him. I've not managed to get him. Reina. Now Reina, I mean, I just think he looks the bollocks only. 9 caps for America, only 18 years of age. Minamino, if he's interested, you'll get him for half price as well, because he's unhappy almost immediately. And another one, Nabil Fit, yeah, another one not managed to get. Right, Thomas Souček, just like Jarrod Bowen at West Ham, he will become unhappy. And you, again, there is a small chance he might not, but 9 times out of 10 he will, and you'll get him for about half price, maybe at £9 million. Willie Auburn, you'll pick him up for 26 million if you want him. Just let me point out, I'm giving you these values. This is on 2.5 inflation rate, just so you know. So if you're on a different inflation rate, do the math. Willie Auburn, you'll get him for £26 million if you need a good strong centre half. Couldn't not really managed to get him. Same with him. Emre Can, Milito. Now you'll get Milito. He will become unhappy at Real Madrid. Actually, no, tell a lie. He won't become unhappy, but you can get him, and I think you can get him about 30-40 million, maybe another 20 million on appearances. Lucas Klosterman is one of my go-to players. He's what I refer as the pre-gen of Philip Lahm. You'll get Klosterman for £31 million, and don't even know who he is. Now let me show you something, right? I'm going to show you a good example of one of these guys. This is obviously something I've got put into my save. It's Hakim Ziyech. The reason I know you can always get him, players not needed by the club, because obviously I've got a patch implemented where you can see the squad status of AI players. So if you find a player like Hakim Ziyech and you see he's not needed by the club, you know you're going to get a bid accepted for him. And I said to you about Jarrod Bowen. Now Bowen is currently squad rotation. He does go not needed. Now I think it might tie in with West Ham buying players. I think that's how it works. I'm not 100%. West Ham do tend to buy a lot in the early part of pre-season, season 1. Let me just think who else has got a not needed. I mean, like I say, Haaland is important, but you will get him. Money does talk, and you will get him for about 80 or 90 million. Minamino, he's another one who is not needed by a club. Now, if you haven't got this patch, the squad status, then trust me when I say, if you loaded up a new game on the update, Minamino is not needed, as is Ziyech. So go for them if you want them. If you think they'll be worthwhile players. Like I say, Souček and Jarrod Bowen, they will become available. Klosterman, again, money talks. You will. I mean, squad rotation. That to me, that indicates he's not an important first-team player. But they're not going to have the piss taken out of them on an offer. So maybe, I don't know, 3 times his value should be enough to sway them. So that is players on the real high-level spectrum. Let's take a look now then. If you were to start a game as a shitty team, again there are more, but I spent a long time compiling this, and some people you could actually argue it's a little bit devious loading a short list, and I guess it is, but you know what, shit happens. So these are all free transfers, some of which are pretty decent, some of them are relatively shit. So just a few players, 28 players at random there that are available on a free. Now that guy there, Kaita, is a great player at low league. I think I played him on my, I got him on my Peterborough United save, and he was a fucking goal machine, believe it or not. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else that stands out to me that did particularly well. No one did really particularly brilliant. Just Kaita was really the only one. But in all honesty, if you're starting as a low-ranked team, it can be very, very difficult. But like I said, right, if I had a Spanish league open, I may have located someone as on a free transfer, Spanish, who hasn't loaded up now. So that when I loaded up my shortlist, he's not there. So in case when people say, well, that player's not here, someone that they've read up on about a player, he's a dog's bollocks, they've gone to find, then he's not there. And it's also, so it's either the league selected, or it could be the database. It could be both. So always have a maximum database. I only ever put minimum database here when I'm doing test games and demonstration games. Always have a maximum database, and I'll always, in any normal solo save, I'll always have at least 4 leagues, and I'll always have England, Germany, Spain, Italy, and in all honesty it's probably 6 because I tend to put Holland and France in as well. So obviously none of these guys. So let's take a quick look then at we'll just do that. So the highest value player, remember 2 times 5 on the inflations, Phil Foden, and he is using squad rotation. So if he was interested in you, I believe you could probably get him for 160 odd million pounds if you wanted. I think something like three times his value. I think it's something like that. Trying to look at Pedri. Now Pedri is actually he's on the school search, because I've got the school search, which another video describes what school search does. All the under 20s, but they've filtered out all the shit players. Let's have a look at Harry Kane, see what they value him as, an important first team player. There's a few more Chelsea players, I think, actually. I haven't got them on my shortlist. There you go, Marcus Alonso. Now Chelsea were put into the update to be as close to real life as possible. Now, of course, when the update was done, Chelsea had the transfer embargo, assets were frozen, blah blah blah, as you already know. So they wanted to make this as close to real life, and they couldn't quite make them a transfer embargo. So all they did with Chelsea is they gave them a full squad of 50, and their finances was minus £7.5 million. So Chelsea have got, I mean, Alonso, you will get players from Chelsea if you've got a bit of patience, because they will become unhappy quite quickly, I believe. Trying to think who else gets unhappy. I think, yeah, Kepa. I think Kepa goes. Kepa's backup. I'm sure Kepa does go. He's wanted already, so he's definitely worth a punt. It's alright, I'm looking at that guy because he's gone on loads of Peterborough United in real life. Trying to think, is there anyone else that I know leaves? Oh, Loftus-Cheek does. Yeah, Loftus-Cheek not needed. Loftus-Cheek, although I believe he often wants some stupid fucking wages. Greedy bastard. Barkley is another one. Not needed. So even though he's not transfer listed, he's not wanted, providing he's interested, you'll get Barkley for a... Oh, I'll tell you another player, and I've not got him on my short list. I've just realised. Let's go. We must remember this guy. Okay, where is he? I bet I've gone right past him, haven't I? For fuck's sake. Now this is going to be a good example here. Yeah, this looks like Real Madrid. No, there he is, Isco. Okay, Isco not needed by club. You'll get him for about £2.5 million. Now remember what I said about, I'm on the inflation of 2.5 here. So 2.5, 2.6 is a fucking snip for a player of that quality. You could get him, and there's another one, Diaz. Yeah, there he is, Diaz. Now I will say something about this Diaz, right? I've not really played him long enough to know how good a player he is, but he is the modern day Anelka, and I shit you not when I say that. So that is a tip on some players to go for during season 1 of the April 2022 update. If you've got any players you want to add that I've missed, or that I just haven't popped up for one reason or another, do share it with us, let us know. And if you want any videos done on CM, do let me know, and I'll try to do that for you as well. So until next time guys, take it easy from me.